We always keep a low profile. We try to hide our faces and everything. We weren't, how do you say, flashy and flamboyant like the mob was during that time. We try to keep everything quiet.
And what year, like late 80s you talking with this?
87, 88.
Yeah, so you're the Gotti era. They were loud.
They were loud.
Right.
Yeah, and
right.
Not that there was anything wrong, but that's not our style.
Right. 100%. Yeah. Well, Kenny, thanks so much for coming up here, man. If we knew you were in New York the last 2 weeks, we would have left you here an extra day. But I'm glad you made it. So this was an episode that was all Alessi's idea. He's the one that found your guys' YouTube channel, which we'll put the link in the description.
Okay.
And it's actually a part of New York City gang culture that I was completely unaware of. So you were a member of Ghost Shadows.
Yes.
For how long?
Connected to them all my life, almost.
Wow.
But actual member was probably from 87, 86, 87.
How old were you?
16. Yeah.
Whoa.
16 years old. I was... at 15, I was in Hong Kong. My family took me to Hong Kong to get away from that type of lifestyle because I was acting up. But they couldn't contain me. I tricked one of my aunts to buy me a plane ticket, flew back to New York. So I became an active member at the age of 16.
Whoa. So this was, Ghost Shadows was based out of Chinatown.
Yes.
In New York City.
New York, Chinatown. Yes.
And you guys also had some locations in other cities, right?
Not really.
No?
We have members that branched out. Probably.
Pull this in a little bit.
Yeah, we have members that probably branched out to other cities and try to make it on their own. But nowhere near how lucrative and exciting as New York City, Chinatown.
Yeah. Yeah, so they started in the early 70s, and I guess it's like kind of a little bit lost to history because everyone thinks of like, Cosa Nostra, Italian-American Mafia, and then even like some of the Jewish mob and a little bit of the Irish mob, and then Frank Lucas coming in the 70s with running the African-American mob and all the drugs, but this is a part of it that's a little undercovered. So how did this all begin? Like what was the beginning history of Ghost Shadows and even some other gangs that were in the area?
Street gangs, Chinatown, we're unknown because we don't mess around with politics. And when we did have the Tong member, Eddy Chang, you probably heard of him. If not, you could do some research.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
Eddy Chang.
Eddy Chang. He was the president of Alliang Association, one of the Tongs, the Tong that was in my turf, our gang turf. So he started. He was a ex Hong Kong police sergeant or something like that.
From over there.
Yes. So he was taking a lot of heroin money. So he built up a little empire. So when the corruption ICAC came after them, he left, and I think he avoided prosecution from the British government. Took his money, came to New York, started his funeral business. There was a bank name at the corner of Canal and Mott. Oriental Bank. I think it was financed by him and his drug money. So he built a name for himself. But the thing that he did wrong as an Asian, Chinese culture is try to stay low. If you could freaking go beneath the radar or beneath the water, or even hide yourself, it would be best.
He was flashy.
No, he was flashy. He wanted to play into politics, and you're with the wrong person. That was during the Ronald Reagan presidency, and you don't mess with Ronald Reagan, especially when you have powerful allies like CIA, Bush, in them. So you don't mess around as an Asian. You don't mess around with that type of shit. We all know that's in our culture. We don't mess around with politics, and that's what brought it to light.
But you yourself, in your story, you grew up in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But you were born in Hong Kong when it was under British control.
Yeah.
When did you come here?
1971.
How old were you?
Sister, my younger sister, 20 months old,
Wow.
under 2 years old. And my father and mother.
So you're 20 months old,
yes,
so you're effectively American.
Yes.
Yeah.
our family came on my father's working visa. Okay. Then we got here. They changed the status to the green card, legalized,
Right.
working. And eventually, 5-6 years as legal residents with the green card, you're able to apply for citizenship. And that's when we became citizen in 1976, I believe.
Right. So you were a full citizen. Your
Yeah.
family was full citizens. That's not something that some of your guys in the gang ended up having. But you don't remember any of Hong Kong when you were growing up? I assume, like when you were 18 months old. That's not even possible.
No, I didn't even speak my own language when I came to America.
Do you speak it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got sent back to Hong Kong, because I was acting up at the age of 15.
Well, how were you acting up?
I was cutting school, trying to run away. They found me through they had their ways. The family had their ways. I was mixing up with gang members, always sneaking down to Chinatown, and try to become a full-blown Ghost Shadow member. But family members, and because we have family friends that in the Ghost Shadow hierarchy, they stopped me from doing it
They were trying to stop you from joining.
during that time.
Right.
As you know, we spoke about it in the car about that it's a mutual respect with my father's friend. We call uncle. He's an elder, Theo,
Yeah.
In Spanish. So I have an uncle. His name is Peter Chin. And he was one of the 5 generals that became the head of the Ghost Shadow during that time. And he was a really good friend of my father. And that was the person that kept on stopping me, containing me from becoming living that life until he got arrested. And then I was like, I felt sad that he got arrested because I idolized him.
How did you get arrested? For what?
RICO, 25. It was the 1984 Ghost Shadow RICO. The federal government came down on him and got them all, 25 members of the Ghost Shadow. So after he got locked up, that's when I was like, you know what? The gate's open for me. Doors open. I could do whatever I want now. I could become a Ghost Shadow member.
Your father was killed when you were young too, right?
Yeah.
And he was not in the Ghost Shadows. He was a businessman.
He was a businessman.
How old were you? 10?
10. Yeah, he got killed in 1980.
Why did he get killed?
He did some shady dealings. As you know, shark's fin.
Yep,
It's
shark
a
fin.
very expensive delicacy
Yes.
in Chinese culture. Dry South African or South American abalone, with big dry abalones. They're pretty expensive too. It's an expensive delicacy in Chinese food culture. So he made a deal with this other businessman. He was doing import-export, dry goods and all that stuff. And instead of actually acquiring those products with money, he actually sent the Ghost Shadow, had the Ghost Shadow set up a robbery and robbed them both.
Oh, he double timed him.
Yes, he double-timed everybody.
Whoa.
Yeah, so he used the Ghost Shadow to do it. And I believe it was like the amount came out to be almost 400 grand, 200 to 400 grand.
That's something.
Yeah. We're talking about back in the 70s.
Yeah, that's a nice payday.
Well over $1 million nowadays, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure, right? And the funny thing is that when they confronted him, because during the robbery, all his jewelry got taken. He got robbed too. It was a setup that made it look like that.
They made it look good. Yeah.
Took his, but he was stupid. I'll tell you why. Took his Rolex watch, took his diamond ring, and he was well known for his Rolex watch. Not many Chinese people was wearing that type of stuff back in the days, in the 70s.
So your dad was a little flashy.
He's a f***ing idiot. I'll put it that way. He's smart, but that part, he was idiot. 3 days later, people saw him wearing his jewelry again. Same shit. So the Tongs, one of the Tongs in China, Hip Sing, the godfather of China, Uncle Benny, Uncle Seven, summoned him up to the association, to the Tong, to question him about it. He said, Peter Wong, did you do it? Why'd you do it? And at first he denied it until the actual victim was confronting him. I was like, you robbed me and you got your jewelry back and all that stuff. So how could you do that? You know, we had a deal.
Guys, if you're still watching this video and you haven't yet hit that subscribe button, please take 2 seconds and go hit it right now. Thank you.
At first, like I said, my father denied it, and then at the end, he did one of those fucking Kanye shit. So what? I did it. What now? All right, what now? All right. So he got that fucking expression. What now? And that's just because of that word. Uncle Benny, as the godfather of Chinatown, he didn't sanction anything. All right, he didn't okay for we're gonna punish you and this and that, because of my father's mother, my grandmother, came from the same village as Uncle Benny in China, so they have kind of a little.
It's a bond, yeah.
Little blood connection, right? So he's considered as a nephew. The other side is Ng, Ng. That's the last name. So him and Uncle Benny are actually, first cousins. So what he said in the meeting is like, the palm of my hand is my meat. The face of my hand is meat, also mine too. Who the fuck am I gonna help? Should I side with you or side with him? You know what? It's out of my hands. You guys deal with it. I'm not gonna do nothing. All right? I'm not gonna punish. I'm not gonna reward.
Which is giving an opening, no?
It's like, hey, you go ahead, do what the fuck you guys want to do. All right? You kill him, he kills you. I don't care. Just leave me out of it. It was like giving it okay without giving it okay.
Right.
All right? So the other side hired people. All you had to do back then is $5 to $10 grand, and you could take somebody out. It was that easy. And the thing about taking the Chinese out was easy, is because NYPD and Americans don't give a shit about the Asians, right? The Chinese. All right, do your fighting, do your rough shit. We'll mop up later on.
Why did they feel that way?
Because we're not important. You know what I mean?
I guess.
That's how the culture was. We're just not important. Let the Chinese or the Asians take care of that shit, and then we'll just sweep the street. As long as it doesn't get too big and the newspaper or the media catches on, we'll let them be.
So your dad's case remains a cold case today?
Yeah.
How did they kill him?
It was February 13 that night. It was snowing that night, and he owns a nightclub on Canal Street and Center Street, second floor. So he got called in and said, "Oh, the front door's broken. The glass is broken. We need somebody to come and fix it. The locks are messed up." So somebody deliberately sabotaged the thing.
Yeah.
So he has a good tradition, family values. Every night we have dinner, and after dinner, usually he'll make excuse to go out and hang out. That night, he had a phone call. He didn't want to go out because he knows it was snowing. But he had to. It was his shop. So he went out, tried to fix whatever he fixed, and then when he went back to his car that was across the street, that was parked on Canal Street, it actually couldn't start. Something was wrong. I didn't know. If you ever talk to my guy in CGS podcast channel.
Big Head?
No, Michael.
NYPD.
Yeah, the NYPD.
Yeah.
He knows about it because he actually did an interview with the homicide detective that was in charge, and it's still considered as a cold case nowadays. So he was fixing his car under his hood or whatever, and all of a sudden somebody drove by in a taxi, yellow taxi. A guy got out, called his name. He turned around, shot him 5 times. Yeah. And
you're only 10 years old when this happened.
Yeah.
Did you know anything? I mean, your dad obviously, like you said, wasn't in a gang or anything, but did you know anything about the street culture at that point? By that point?
No, not really. I thought it was a normal thing. We would go out Sundays. I go to PS 130. That was on Baxter Street in Chinatown, the grade school.
But you lived in Brooklyn?
Yeah. Every morning we'll be my dad would drive us out to school.
Interesting.
Yeah. And my mom will either go to the garment factory and, the sewing factory and work at a station. My dad will do whatever he does. And then at 3 o'clock, when it's time to pick me up from school and my sister, he'll send a freaking gang member to pick us up.
Oh, nice.
His name is Bradley Joe. He died, he was one of the Ghost Shadow members. So He was actually in operating a gambling house in Baxter Street, across the Canal Street.
Oh, what kind of house?
A gambling
house,
yeah. You know where the tombs are?
The
Where?
tombs?
The courthouse.
Yeah.
On Baxter Street.
Yeah.
It's facing on Center Street, but
Yeah.
the backside of it.
Pull up this map.
Yeah. Across the street from it, from the tombs, the courthouse is where it was undeveloped land back then.
Really?
They haven't even built the jailhouse yet.
Even in the this is 70s
Not in the 70s.
right now.
Yeah, they
Or
haven't built
early
it yet.
80s.
Yeah. And that's where they had their in the front. It was an office, trading office or whatever. In the back of it, long as back office was just a gambling table.
Business in front, party in the back.
Yes, and there's a bar too. There was a bar there too, a full bar.
So right where the detention complex is now, effectively.
Actually, it was across the street from it on Baxter Street.
Okay, let's
On Baxter
let's
Street.
zoom in on that a less.
Yeah.
Let's give people a taste of New York right here. So this is just off Canal Street, like you said.
And Baxter's right here.
Baxter Street. Yeah, Baxter across the street from yeah.
Gotcha. So like across from the park, basically.
Right here.
Not really. Okay, let me see. The Supreme Court. Where's Baxter Street?
Here's Supreme Court. Here's Baxter Street right there.
Okay,
That's
that's
Baxter.
Baxter. Okay, where's Canal Street?
Canal
Up about
Street,
2 blocks.
It's right up here.
Yeah. We're for
Okay.
people listening,
You
we're on the
see
screen
where
looking
that
at the
restaurant
map.
is at Thai Sun?
Thai Sun.
Thai Sun, right there on. Right,
Yeah, to the right,
To the right. To the right.
Down,
Down yellow.
left.
Up where the red dot
Up.
is at. Where the red dot is at?
Oh yeah.
Above
Okay.
the
Okay,
red
above
dot.
it.
Oh, right there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Click that. Can you see outside? The outside, the street.
Yeah,
street?
drop the little man on there.
Yeah, drop the middle amount street level.
Oh, so
Okay.
this is where it was.
That's right next to it. Next to it. I still remember this Italian restaurant, Fellini's. To the right.
Right
To the,
here.
no, to the right. To the right.
Spinning around to the right.
Spin around to the
Yep,
right.
Yep. Thai Sun.
Next to Thai Sun, there's a Vietnamese restaurant right now. That's it. No. Right next to it.
Right
Not,
To the
no,
right.
To the right. Yeah.
To the right.
That's
You have to
Fellini's.
move-
That's
yeah.
Fellini's. That's the Italian restaurant
Yeah,
that
you
I
have to
grew up
move
on.
the screen to
Yeah.
the right, Alas. Sorry.
Is it
Yeah.
this way?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where
Yes.
it says faux.
You see that way? Yeah, the white,
Oh, you wanna go
the
there?
white sign. Yes, right
Okay.
there. Yeah, that's it.
Whoa.
That's it, right there. And across the street is the courthouse, where they have the tombs, the jailhouse.
So where?
But it was undeveloped back then.
none of this was there, effectively.
Not like that right now. You know, not like how it was right now. There wasn't much restaurants there. There was a few commercial spaces that was, some of them weren't even rent. It was considered as the outskirts of Chinatown.
Got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
it was the border outskirts of Chinatown. Considered
Because Chinatown effectively borders Little Italy.
a little early courthouse.
Yeah.
and then
It's like all right on top of each
and
other.
then Lower East Side. Yeah.
I haven't spent a ton of time in Chinatown. I've spent a lot of time in Little Italy over the years. But yeah, it's right. It's right by the courthouse. there.
Chinatown's not like what it used to be.
So your father is killed. You're a little boy.
Yeah.
How did you deal? What did your mom say happened? Like what was the?
I found out right away.
I
I knew it right away. It was traumatizing.
Of course.
I idolized my father like he's God. Gave me everything. I was his only son. He was the oldest son. I was the oldest grandson. So we carried a family name.
Yeah.
We were very important to our family. Even though it wasn't much in America, but it was still pretty important.
Sure.
And it seemed like somebody took something away from me that was very valuable. I just lost it. And it became a very angry kid at a very young age.
Did you want revenge against who did it?
Absolutely. That's the only thing on my mind.
How long, like how old were you when you actually learned what really happened?
Right then at that time. I
You
think
knew
I
then.
grew up instantly during that time. As I remember now, it seems like from a kid turned into an angry teenager that just want to kill something. I just want to take my anger out. I don't care if that person dies. I don't care if anybody dies. I just want to take my anger out that you took something from me. I'm going to take everything from you. When I go to a playground and when I see a father and son playing happily, I want them both fucking dead. because I don't have
Bitterness.
I don't have that happiness in my family in my life no more. You took that away from me. I want everybody not to have it too.
So there's a real anger that snaps inside.
It's crazy, it's stupid.
Had you ever been like good in school before then?
I was really good in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you start cutting school. You start acting out.
I just didn't want. I have no drive. My only drive of success in school was to please my father. I want him to be proud of me. Hey, Dad, I'm doing good. I got 100 in math tests or whatever. You know? I want to show him my schoolwork, my success. You know, my high grades.
And now he's not there.
My mom's around, but I didn't care about her.
You didn't
I
care about
can't-
what she thought about what you did in
I kind of
school?
forgot about her. When my father died, I kind of forgot about her.
Had you had a good relationship with your mom before?
Not really. I was a pretty an asshole of a kid. Right? You know, those kids that you don't want to be near. Because I was spoiled by my father. I do what I want, say what I want, act up whatever I want. I have touchy fingers. I like to. I'm a curious cat. I break things in other people's houses, but my father laughs it off. My mother will beat the shit out of me. When I was a kid, I grew up in Gravesend, Shipshead Bay. We were the only Chinese family in that neighborhood. It was Irish, Jewish, and Italian. So we grew up loving the Mets. You know, Shea Stadium.
Yeah,
Nowadays it's
absolutely.
called MetLife Stadium.
Yeah.
Back then it was Shea Stadium.
Right.
So first time they took me to the baseball game, I got this little bat, right? Little wood bat. My mom beat the fuck out of me and broke that shit. I'm serious, chasing me around the fucking house because I think I lit a firecracker inside the car. My father
Oh,
laughed it
nice.
off.
There you go.
Burnt his freaking couple $100 suit jacket, you know, but he laughed it off because I was his only son, you know. Everything I did, even though it was mischief, he was still proud of.
You're the apple of his eye.
Yeah.
Right.
Never laid a hand on me, but my mom was a different case. Because, oh my God, shit! You know, you ever heard of the Singapore lashes? You know,
No. What's a
what-
Singapore
what-
lash?
it's the freaking the bamboo stick, you know, with the feathers. They use it for dusting. You ever seen it in
No. Can we pull this up, Alessi?
Yeah, the dusters, the Chinese chicken feather dusters.
Maybe I'll know it when I see it.
Singapore Lash.
Yeah, but it's almost like a Singapore lash when they fucking lash the shit out of you. I beat you when you know one of those two American kids that chew gum and you know and spit out on the street. They got freaking lashes or whatever. Yeah, it's almost
So
like
your
that.
mom would chase you around the house with
my
the
God.
Singapore lashes.
Yeah, in the beginning it hurt. After a while, I built the tolerance of pain. So, but then I realized that at a young age, the more she beat me and the more I held down and not freaking cry, you know, she gonna beat up. She get even more mad. So I'll act up, and you know, once she hits me a couple times, I start crying. I burst. I create this.
The illusion of pain.
Yeah, and I start crying, pretend to cry, you know, and she'll stop, and I'll say sorry. I was like, oh, that's when I learned how to deal with, you know, getting away with shit.
A little manipulation right
Yeah, a lot of manipulation.
there. Yeah, I think we're having trouble finding this.
Yeah,
stuff.
check out the Chinese chicken feather duster.
Chinese chicken feather duster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really want to see what this looks like. Feather duster. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, she'd hit you with that, like the broadside of that.
Yes, she'll be holding the feather side, and that's bamboo. And
Oh, yeah.
and it hurts like a bitch.
Yeah, that'll do it. And your dad never did.
Not
Yeah.
even a finger.
Take your time. We got a cough button over here for that reason.
So it'll leave a freaking mark on you.
Oh yeah.
Right, the middle will be light, but the both sides of it, it'll be red. You know, it'll be swelling and red. I had lots of those marks back when I was a kid.
And that was before your dad was dead.
Yeah,
She would do that.
Yeah, but after my father died, I was everything to my mother. Even though I had two younger sisters, but she tried to hold on to me. Right.
As the new man of the house.
But I kind of like forgot about her. I forgot I even have two sisters. That's how sad it was because anger and bitterness overcame all my other emotions that I don't have no more. All I have in my eyes and is the feeling that I want revenge. I want to kill. I want to hurt. I want to hurt somebody because it's hurting me.
So you'd cut school, and what would you do during the day?
Hang out with friends, hang out with other gang members, try to get close to Chinatown, eventually blend in, you know. And
Were they
but-
older friends?
Yeah, and not let them know that I'm what you call son. Peter.
Oh, they
Wong's
didn't
son.
know that?
No, I didn't let them know until a couple of them later on they found out, and they tried to stop me.
Right, you were
Yeah.
saying. So when eventually by the time you're 15,
15.
like you were breaking the law and committing crimes from 10 to 15 with some of the gang members?
Yes. Oh,
What kinds of things?
robbery, extortion, auto theft.
Auto death?
Yes. Yeah. Well, this is what we do. We have a broken ass car. You know, one of those junk ass dusters. You know,
Right,
Dodge
right.
dusters. We'll be carrying a gun. We'll drive down Park Avenue. We see a brand new Mercedes Benz. All right. Back then they only have the phones inside. You know, the big.
Yeah.
Some of them don't even have it. All right. It's a luxury. We'll drive there. We'll stop right at the light. You know, I'll walk around. I pull the gun. Pull them out. But who's gonna be able to freaking call the cops on us? By the
On
time
Park Avenue?
on Park Avenue, I'll take get out of the car. I'll point the gun at. Get out.
You're like 13 years old, pointing a gun at him.
Yeah, get out the car, and then we'll take it up to. I drive it back to Brooklyn. I can hardly even reach the gas pedal, but we'll take it back to Brooklyn, and somebody will take it to the chop shop and get money for it, and I'll get my fair share.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you're doing armed robbery at
Fucking everything.
12,
Yeah.
13.
I was robbing. I'll say it now. I was robbing fucking crack dealers in Fordham Road.
No shit.
I would offer the crackheads, yo, take me to the spot. I'll give you some crack.
And I'll take their money.
Bring me up there.
Well, that's a little bit of some Omar Little shit right
Yeah.
there.
That was
It's
little
like
shit.
a little bit of street justice,
And-
slightly.
yeah, but
You're still taking it, but yeah.
Now, and then it eventually escalated to robbing heroin dealers. Brick by brick. I hear people got bricks. You're a dealer. I'm gonna fucking rob you.
Where would you rob them?
At
Fordham
their
Road?
house. At where? No,
Up
no,
by
no.
Fordham Road?
I'm talking about Chinese. Some of them are connected, but I have to, put on a mask, ski mask. The ski mask wasn't as sophisticated as nowadays. We use whatever bandana to
Yeah,
hide our faces. Put on a pair of sunglasses, and we'll rob the drug dealers.
How many of you would rob a drug dealer at a time?
Whatever they have, I'll take everything from them.
No, but how many of you?
How
Like,
many?
would it just be you going a lone cowboy?
Two guys, and one and the driver.
getaway driver.
The less people, the better.
Did you have close calls at that age with being
Not
arrested?
even. No, not even. Not even.
Wow.
I never got caught red-handed. In a sense, I mean, I got locked up for petty stuff like for being careless. Like I really don't give a fuck. I even thought the NYPD would be after me with extortion. The fuck?
Didn't think that was in the law list?
I was like, damn, I got a fucking full list of shit, and you're gonna come after me for this?
What types of extortion stuff would you do?
Go to, when we're kids, we don't have much money. We spend all our money on video games, hang out all night, wine and dine the girls, run our money. So what we do is that we run our money and we think about how we're going to hit it, how we're going to do the next day. We go extort people. Go to, there's a Chinese restaurant over there. Stop by there. So I go inside order, and then I say, who's the owner? Something's wrong with the order. So the owner comes in, what's wrong with it, young man? I said, I'm from the Ghost Shadow. All right.
Oh, you would introduce yourself as the gang.
All right. From now on, you're protected under my my watch. All right.
And you're like 13 telling them this.
A little bit older than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
14.
I graduated a little bit. Give them my pager number. Call me if something happens, but I want this much today. Give me 200 today. All right. Every week I'll come by and pick up 200.
What happened if he said no?
Yeah, say no. You're not opening up tomorrow. All right. And usually they know what's up. Once I give them a name, we'll go shadow.
But you hadn't been officially inducted into the gang at that point.
But I claim to be one.
You just say you were.
I just claim to be one.
But you'd be doing this sometimes with guys who were.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Some mix of gangs, like my childhood friend.
Right.
The NYPD detective, Michael
Yeah,
Boy.
yeah.
The CGS creator. So before
Your
he,
channel, CGS. Yeah.
well, I participated.
You're a part of it.
But I'm
Yeah,
not the channel. He's at actually channel. So when we were kids, we live in the same neighborhood. All right, we grew up together. So before he was NYPD, he was just a fucking gang
So
member.
you
Just-
knew him as
just-
Mikey down the
He's
block.
like he's like my older brother. All right.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but I do all the dirty work, and he drives it, and he gives me ideas. He's the fucking brain, and I'll be
That's
like,
funny.
I'll be the operator. He'll be the brain. He's fucking smart,
Oh yeah.
and I'm not gonna say everything because he has a book coming out. I don't want to ruin his shit. But there's a lot of shit that we did when we were kids that
So
we,
long before he's in the NYPD,
yeah, we got
he
away
was,
with a lot of shit.
He was running with you.
Yeah, I was running with him because he's older than me. Like I said, he was the brain. He'll figure something out, and I'll like, yo, let's do it, all right? And I was like, oh, who's gonna do it? Nah, don't worry, I got it. Just try, man. Make sure you don't fucking leave me here, right? Make sure you
Yeah.
don't leave me here. All right, wait around the corner. I'll be right out.
But your one uncle, the guy you called an uncle, had gone down with Rico.
Yes.
And your father obviously had passed on. You're running around with all these gangsters, and you said when you were 15, some of them were looking out for you, saying, no, he shouldn't be in this. I guess they got word to your mom?
Well, my grandfather and grandmother, they discussed it with my mom. Is that the best thing to do was send him back to Hong Kong.
And they were in Hong Kong.
No, my mother's side.
Okay.
Was
So
was
not
still
her
in Hong Kong.
parents.
Yeah. My mother's side was still in Hong Kong. My grandmother and my mom's younger brothers and sisters, so they were able to look after me, but actually not. So when I went back to Hong Kong, they tricked me into staying.
What do you mean they tricked you?
Everybody got round trip. It was supposed to be a vacation. I was the only one with the fucking one-way ticket. And that was no return.
And then they hit you with the chloroform when you got there.
No, they freaking registered me in high school. I thought it was international. I accepted the fact when they tricked me that I'm not going back to the U.S. I said, all right, I'll stay here as long as I can. All right.
And you speak the language at this point, obviously.
No.
You didn't speak any of it.
No, it was sad. It was sad. I got made fun of in school. All right. So they registered me into a Chinese school.
And this is in Hong Kong, which was still under the British protectorate.
Under British rule, yeah. They spoke. They were teaching English, but there was only 2 classes. Their major thing was mathematics. The typical fucking Asian shit.
Can we pull up Hong Kong on the map? And can you also pull up the population, Alessi, just to give people
It's
an
like
idea?
freaking 7 million people, I believe.
There you go. Okay. Because that's obviously a heated debate today with like, oh, should they have freedom from China now as opposed to Britain? But the people in Hong Kong consider themselves Chinese, right?
They are Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the reason. Let's put it this way. I'm Chinese ethnically, but nationality-wise, I'm American.
Right.
Now, if you ask me, if it goes to war today between China, who am I going to fight? I'm going to say I don't give a fuck. All right? I don't care for either side. All right? But I do love this country. All right? Why I love this country? I grew up with this country. All right? Besides what my choices, bad choices that I did, the path that I walked through, everything else treated me fine. All right? I love this fucking country. All my friends and families are here. All right? I love my people, but that's another story.
Understood.
All right? That's culture-wise. It has nothing to do with politics. So if you ask me if they go to war today, I'm going to say just leave me the fuck out of it. I don't care.
I got you.
You know? But the people in Hong Kong, they're kind of funny. Maybe they've been slaves for over 200 years, 300 years.
What do you mean slaves?
They were fucking British subjects for 300 years, and they grew up in that environment. It's a new generation. It's the woke generation, that they claim nowadays. I really don't care. But they claim to be American when you don't fucking speak English. They claim to be British when you don't even speak their fucking, you don't even have the British accent.
Right.
So it's a joke. It's all politics, and I don't play into that shit.
Yeah.
It's none of my business. But they're just stupid people. They see their own people, they step on. They see other people, they worship. It's kind of like a slave shit to me.
How long were you there?
Less than 18 months, probably like around 15 months, 15, 16 months.
And you get made fun of in school. You're
Yeah.
learning the language at least. But would you try to skip school there and get in trouble there too?
I couldn't. It was so fucking strict. They lock the gates once you walk in.
That makes it hard.
You got to climb the fucking gates, and they're like fucking 8 feet tall.
Did you have any friends?
In my classmates, they were what, curious about me. Fucking Asian yellow guy with heavy,
Brooklyn accent.
Don't have any slightest idea how to speak proper Chinese, Cantonese. Right? Some of them laugh, some of them actually bully me, and for some reason, I think it's the milk that I grew up on. Fucking beat the shit out of these scrawny Chinese. You know, it took 2 of them, and they still couldn't overcome me. So, and they were Triad members.
Ooh.
All right, so they gave me a lot of problem. I snuck out the back door of the school, you know, really climbed the fences, tried to escape from their beatings. You know. And eventually I said, you know what? I asked one of my classmates, what's their fucking rival Triad? I'm going to fuck them up, all right? I'm going to fuck these scrawny bitches up.
Yeah.
So I joined a different Triad. It was called Lun Ying Se. I was initiated into, not fully initiated. I was a following member, and I had protection.
How does the Triads work? I mean, we hear that term all the time, but like,
Triad's a different breed.
how so?
Very organized. Okay. I'll put it this way, not being racist, okay? You know how the mob, because they're white, they're able to play in very easily and do a lot of shakedown in New York City because they're white.
To an extent.
They control the concrete business, the garment business, you know, anything. You know,
Right.
They have their hands in the union, everything. If it's a myth or whatever, I don't care. But I'm just saying.
No, that's real.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
With the Chinese, the Triads, because Hong Kong is basically all Chinese, 7 million population. So the Triad members are easily doing shakedowns. And they do the same thing. They have a lockdown on new construction sites. So when they build a construction estate, it's like co-ops and condos. They're like 20, 30, 40, 20 to 30 stories, each building. And each estate will have probably like around 4 towers, is combined as an estate, a couple of acres. You're talking about a very big, you know, couple $100 million of project.
Sure.
They want a piece because that's their
Territory,
turf.
yeah.
So they'll put their hands in security, building supply, concrete delivery.
Get it. Vertical integration. Yeah.
So they're very sophisticated in their racket too.
And it's a very similar
Yeah.
idea to like Cosa Nostra and what they do, just the Chinese version, effectively.
Yes, exactly.
And how far back does that history go? Like we know Cosa Nostra came from Sicily, you know, in the late 1800s over here, but how old is the Triads?
The Triads are probably, it formed after the Ming Dynasty.
Okay.
What year did the Ming Dynasty? I think the 1700s.
Oh, so they're way back.
Yeah. So the
Yeah, let's pull up the Triads.
So the Ming Dynasty, at the end, 1644.
All right,
So 1644 was the Qing Dynasty.
All
The
right.
Manchurians invaded China. They're considered outside tribe. They're from northeastern China.
Yeah. So the
Okay.
Triads, it says, founded 1885.
Okay, it started rebelling against the outsiders because the Qing were Manchurians. They weren't blended into the Han culture.
Is that where we get the term Manchurian candidate?
I
Probably.
Yeah.
Right? That would make sense.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they're considered
cool.
outside invaders.
Got it.
Yeah, so China is only invaded by outsiders twice: the Mongols and the Manchurians. And this was the second time and the last time they got invaded.
And so the Triads formed as a result of that.
And it was an underground organization to rebel against the tyranny of outside invader government.
So it starts as a rebel righteously against invaders who are coming into the country, and then once that stops and invaders leave at some point or are
Yes.
kicked out and the country is back to itself, that rebel gang now continues to be a rebel gang against their own government because they don't trust any of the system.
Exactly.
Got it.
Now, also when they during the what you call it, when they overthrew the Manchurians in the early 1900s, I think it was 1912 was when the Manchurians got overthrown.
Okay.
Okay, now that already started with the nationalists, and then right at the beginning, the national, when there's no outsiders, the fucking Chinese tend to like to fight each other. It's always like that, when there's peace, they fight amongst each other. When there's outside
Like
invader,
a lot of places with that. Yeah.
when there's outside invader, they all band together, no matter what tribe. Yeah.
Where have we heard that one before?
So these fuckers, all right, they right after they overthrew the Manchurian, they start fighting, bickering with each other. Who's going to run the government? Who's going to be this? Who's going to be that? And eventually, you have the Communist Party and the Nationalists. Chang and Mao Zedong, they start fighting. I think the Triad escaped from China. All right, after the Communists took over, they went to Hong Kong to get safe haven. That's when they started, coming really big in the 1950s in Hong Kong.
So they focused on Hong Kong.
Yes.
And not so much mainland China then.
Yes. So they
What about today though?
They were done with the rebel business. Now they're doing the organized crime business.
Right,
yeah.
right. So they just transferred a little bit.
Yeah.
But what about today? Are they in mainland China a lot, or
They're all over the
They're
place.
all over.
They're allowed, as long as they're being contained. Now, when 1997 came, when Hong Kong under
Got
British
away
rule
from Britain,
was
yeah.
cut off, had to be turned back to China. The Chinese government actually sent high level of members, and also with police and law enforcement. They go down and they have meetings with the Triads.
Oh, they
the
had
head of the
meetings
Triads. Yeah.
Hey, but I was thinking you were gonna say they arrested him.
Well, it wasn't even a meeting. It was a. I came here to tell you. All right, I want to tell you what you guys are doing. All right, when we let you live, we let you live. All right, we know everything about you guys. When we want you to survive, we'll let you survive. When we want you dead, we'll fucking take care of it. All right, we have the power. All right? Don't think you're in Hong Kong. You're back in China's hand now. If you don't behave, you're done.
So the British had no control over these guys whatsoever when they were there.
British were doing well. They were corrupted.
Yeah, they
They were taking in money.
Yeah, they just
even the
wanted to
governor
trade.
was taking money.
Yeah.
Oh, even the governor was taking money.
Right.
It was a lot of heroin. Heroin money. Heroin was a big thing in Hong Kong. And then after that, everybody's peaceful. They let them live. They let them do to extent. Don't create problem for us. We won't give you problem.
How does the Triads over there though relate to the Triads here? Is it an extension here, or is it really separate?
No, it's a separate.
Very separate.
Like I said, I'll put myself out there. New York City gang, when we started, we're just low level. We were low level. We weren't highly sophisticated. We weren't really organized.
Right.
Until later on in the years. Once we establish ourselves, we have a good racket going, then we were considered organized crime.
Got it.
But we were all street thugs, nothing special about me. I'm just a Chinese guy, Chinese kid, going around freaking taunting their own people. Yes, I'm ashamed of it. Ashamed of what I did, but I did what I did. I won't regret it, but I'm ashamed of it. Right?
Well, some of it, at least when you were over there, seems like it was a bit of a survival tactic too. I mean, like you're getting the shit kicked out of you every day by the Triads, so you figure out how to join the Triads so that you stop getting the shit kicked out of you.
Yeah, but then I became one of those assholes terrorizing normal people too. Terrorizing them, like taking money from them or extorting them.
So the Triads, the way you made that sound, I want to make sure I'm right here. The Triads effectively had, young students in school who were already a member of their gang, and so now you get into that, and now you're picking on other young students at their behest.
Yes, they go by numbers. They need numbers because back there they fight. They don't fight with guns. They don't have much guns. Gun trade is not a big thing in Hong Kong. The British have everything controlled. If you go to England right now, even the cops don't carry a gun.
Right.
Right. So guns are very limited in that part of the world.
So is it knife?
Oh no, it's freaking machetes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we're talking about the Gurgers freaking
That'll do it.
machetes.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, cutting freaking trees and chopping hands and heads.
Yes.
That and oh my God.
So you learn how to wield a machete pretty good.
There's an incident that happened. They were fighting over a territory. I was called in because after that I was going to be a full-blown initiated member. of the
This
Triad.
isn't at school.
No.
Okay,
No, it was
all
at
right.
the.
Just making sure.
But I was only 15 years old.
Right.
And they said, I want to see how your true colors. See how you react. Are you brave enough? So fucking guy was out on the floor. One of the guys said, yo, go over there. Fucking knife him, right? That's not knifing him. It's a fucking machete. So I don't know how to use it. I was 15 years old. I accidentally stuck it in.
Ooh.
I don't know if he lived or not. I'm not good, but I was underage. I'll do a Kanye. Now what? All right? But I was 15 years old. I put it this way. I don't have any bad feelings towards it. I'm not going to feel remorse about it. How I felt about that life is that once you step in that Coliseum,
Yes.
to me it's a gladiator thing. You step in, once you step foot in that Coliseum, there's no rules.
Yeah.
Right?
You know what it is.
All right? It is what it is. All right?
I've said to people in the past when I've had, some guys who are in the mob and stuff on the show, obviously taking a life on any level is wrong. But to me, there is a difference if I were sitting across from some regular dude who killed his wife versus, a gangster who was involved in some gangland killings. It's like when you sign up for that life, you either go in the box or in the grave. Right? That's kind of how it goes. You know what you signed up for, and it is what it is. I'm not saying it makes it right, but there is a level of difference there, from a human perspective. But also, you're 15, 16 with that story you're talking about. You're so young. You don't have any ability to really comprehend what you're doing.
At my mind, I'll tell you what I was thinking. I was like, yeah, he's testing me. I got to pass the test.
Right.
That's all I was thinking. Nothing else on my mind. I got to pass the test.
Were you looking for like a father figure?
I wasn't. I was looking to. I give you something. I know you're gonna protect me. That's what we do in exchange. That's what in my mind. I have to prove to you that I can do it. So that way you'll look after me. So I didn't know how to figure. I was supposed to chop him. Chop him won't kill him. I fucking accidentally stuck it in him. So
Wait, chopping him won't kill him?
eventually, if the infection after a couple of days, if the wound doesn't. But
Wait, I'm thinking of chopping the wrong way here. I'm thinking like a full machete chop.
It's a slice. You're supposed to slice it. We call it
on the arm?
Yeah, whatever. In Chinese we call it pe. It's not to kill.
Okay.
Right? It's to hurt.
Okay.
Disable in a way.
Understood.
I had no idea how it
You
was
just
done.
went-
Yeah, and he was laying on the fucking floor.
Ooh.
And to be
How
honest,
old was the guy?
I don't know, probably a little bit older than me. I pissed in my pants.
Oh,
I didn't even know I was scared or excited. But the funny thing is that the next day when I woke up from this, I had no feeling.
Nothing.
No, I didn't feel scared or whatever,
Where are you living at this time?
I was living with my grandmother. They had no idea what
They
the
had
fuck.
no idea you were out there with machetes.
No,
and
they
the
had
Triads.
no idea. I was keeping it so secret from them.
But you'd be gone. I imagine you're gone all hours,
Yeah,
right?
I was telling them I was going to. It was a common practice. We'd go to other classmates' house to do homework.
Coming back with cuts all over your fucking hands and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard today.
Oh, I fell. But the funny thing is that one of my mom's younger brother was a Triad member too. From the same Triad as Jimmy, Big Head.
Oh yeah,
Sun
from your
Yon?
channel.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if they try to shake me down. All right, you've been you've been hanging around any people in the school. I said, no, I just go to class. Hang out with a few friends. You better not join the freaking Triad. I said, nah, I would never.
You're already in it.
Yeah, I was like, you fucking dumbass.
Now, did you?
Yeah, I was a very arrogant kid. I was very slick.
After that machete incident, though, did you get officially inducted?
Oh yeah, we took down all our clothes until only our drawers were there. We had to bear naked. Only our drawers were we were wearing our drawers. That shows you your.
Where are you when this is happening? Like, do they come and get you and say we're
They
going?
come and get me after school.
Okay.
They round me up.
Who comes and gets you?
The older members of the Triad.
So non-school.
Yes,
kids.
it doesn't happen every month.
Right.
They set up a whole bunch, and then they said, "Oh, it's time to fully initiate these worthy people into our Triad." And it was like 9, 10 of us, and we were bare naked, and somebody was reading the script to us. You know, the freaking the Triad script, the initiating script.
Which is like what? What are they saying to you?
Be loyal to your brothers. Don't fucking commit adultery within the organization. That means don't fuck with each other's
don't
wife.
fuck another guy's wife.
Yeah. Keep your hands clean. What do you? And then they'll ask you, what do you love? You love money or your brothers? Of course you can say money. You're not gonna say you're gonna say brothers, not money. You know?
Right.
So that's what we said. That's what we had to say. And then they.
Where was it again?
It's
like, where
in-
do they take you?
It's in one of those mini branches where they have the General Kwan's statue.
Wait. In one of the what branches?
One of the Triad branches.
So is it like a safe house?
Not really. It's like association.
Oh, like
Yeah,
a social club.
Like a big freaking table.
Okay.
You know, and then all the members come, have meetings for that branch or whatever,
And how many of you were getting initiated?
9 to 10.
And how many guys are in there from the Triads reading this off to you or standing around?
There was like around 2, 3 guys. The guy that I was directly under, and the other guy that was a little bit hierarchy in that was able to do this type of ceremony, because everybody has a number. Maybe Jimmy in the future could, Big Head could explain to you, because I wasn't really into it, but every member.
Not into it. He's only getting inducted.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm part of the member. Yeah, I'm good. Okay, all right, I'm being protected. Every member, when you're inducted into it, has a member number. 49 means a soldier. 438 is considered as the council. Right? So there's different levels of and numbers that are able to do this type of script or ceremony. Not everybody could hold ceremony. And once the ceremony is completed, they put you down in what you call it. It's like a black book, and they bring it to the main branch, and they'll put the name in. So that's
you're
why
in there for life.
Yes, so that's why the fucking Chinese are something. They're so smart, but they're so fucking stupid at the same time. You have a fucking list written down. Who the fuck is the active member? So I mean,
we got
to me,
everyone
it's
on
stupid,
there.
right?
Yeah.
At least the Italians freaking write their name and burn it.
Yeah, they burn it in their hand. Yeah.
So what, you gotta fucking go to Forensic crime scene lab and fucking recover your freaking name?
Right.
Nah, it's stupid, They're so smart in a way, and they're so fucking stupid in a way too. So my name is on there forever.
Today.
It should be. It should be there.
The cops have never found that black book.
I don't know if they did. If they did, they still can't prosecute me, because during that time it was British rule.
Oh, so the laws all changed with that.
That was before '97.
So is there like a no grandfather? So if I, whatever day it was,
Okay.
August, whatever,
Let's put it this way.
1997, if I killed someone the day before, the day after, I'm good?
I don't know, but it's not the same police. You get what I mean, right? It's not the same police. And another thing, I was underage. They're very strict with underage in Hong Kong during that time, under the British rule. If you're a minor, you're a minor. Not like America nowadays that you're a minor, will fucking try you as an adult.
Yeah, they do that.
They don't. The British don't mix that around. The British are very strict with certain things. You know how they're very fucking awkward. The British, okay. You know how they are. They only go one way. They don't go another way.
Use the machete.
Yeah.
It's all good. He was 15.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. We'll let that one slide.
All right. So I'm not sure if they could prosecute me or not, but it's.
Well, don't go back to Hong Kong. You won't
never
find
did.
out.
I never did. I don't intend to find out. You know. So
Yeah.
I try to avoid going back to Hong Kong. I might travel to China, and if I do, I'll go to Shanghai. And
Have you been to China since this time?
one day?
One
No,
day.
since this day, no.
Okay, all right.
I don't think I ever traveled more than one day in China. That was when I was
Back
15 years
then.
old.
Yeah.
That one day. Yeah. I was like, shit, I don't know what the fuck China is.
Right.
I don't know. But besides my skin and my fucking eyes slanted and yellow, the fuck do I know about China? I know nothing. I like you hear this accent of mine.
Yeah, you sound like an Italian from Brooklyn.
All right, you send me back to Hong Kong or China. All right. With me with American accent, even with my Cantonese or Mandarin, the fuck did they gonna think?
Yeah.
I'm a fucking spy for the
Right,
American
of
government.
course.
Yeah, they're fucking then they're gonna give the fucking Singapore lashes on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll fucking beat me down. Yeah.
You'll be in some trouble with that.
Yeah, so let's put it this way. I will never betray where I live, like I said, but I'll never betray my people also. Just don't want nothing to do with it.
All right, so you join the Triads, though. I guess you were around like 16 years old or something like that. What changed when that happened? Did they start giving you like significantly more responsibilities? What types of crimes were you getting into?
They have a racket with protection, like business protection.
Yeah.
Mainly nightlife, bars, pubs, nightclubs where they have PRs, public relation girls. That they sit at the table, they drink with you, and if you pay enough money, you can take them home. And, that type of thing.
It's called prostitute.
Yeah, but high end, in a way.
Right.
A little high end.
Okay.
I was appointed to protection, and follow under a leader that does all the protection for the racket, and then certain sectors of certain triads don't allow drug dealing, but it's bullshit.
Right.
They claim not to do drugs, sell drugs. I got into contact because I was a pretty able kid. I was smart, slick. So they were. There's a higher member actually gave me these called blue pills. They're like hallucinate type of drugs, and it's pretty popular among the younger kids. I'd be selling it to them.
So there were some drug problems in Hong Kong.
There's always
sure.
everywhere's drug problem.
Yeah.
And I make pretty good money. But then
Would you sell it like in school?
all over the place, everywhere. Fucking. So we have discos. We call clubs nowadays.
Right.
Back then, it was still considered called discos. We go to discos, clubs, hang out. There was a culture of in Hong Kong during the time that people like to dance. It was back in the '80s. They were dancing to modern talking.
Right.
The Eurobeat music. And I would go into the clubs and selling it to kids. So there's afternoon clubs and nighttime clubs. Afternoon clubs are like considered as parties. Were allowed on weekends. So a lot of students go. Kids, young kids, teenagers go, and I'll be selling there.
And that was your main business, doing drugs.
Those were a couple, and then sometimes because I was a little, I proved myself that I could fight. When they have certain things that they need to deal with muscle and numbers, they will send me and a band of guys, and we'll just go beat up people or cut people up or whatever.
When did you learn to fight? Like as a young kid in New York?
Actually, New York, I was pretty. Before I was sent back to Hong Kong, it was like I said, me and Michael and a few other guys, we were terrorizing our neighborhood back in our neighborhood, beating people up, doing the normal kid stuff, Instead of being bullied, we bully people.
Right.
It's bad. That's one thing that I don't approve of. And eventually, the more you start punching people,
Yeah, you get
hurting
used
people,
to it.
kicking, you get used to it, and you become very flexible.
Hey guys, if you have a second, please be sure to share this episode around on social media and with your friends, whether it's Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, doesn't matter. It's all a huge help. It gets new eyeballs on the show, and it allows us to grow and survive. So thank you to all of you who have already been doing that, and thank you to all of you who are going to do so now. Do you remember your first time having to do that, though? Were you hesitant as it was happening?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause you're hurting somebody.
Yeah, I was hurting somebody, but then like I said, ever since my father died, all I had was hatred, And I was like, you know what, fuck it, fuck that guy.
Right.
Hope he dies too, that type of shit. It was pretty evil, in the mind. And that's when I developed that type of thick skin.
And you develop that skill that's then used with the Triads. So they would send you sometimes to shake people down who weren't paying, things like that.
Now, there's a difference with in Hong Kong too. Right? In the school culture, I don't know if you've seen the Korean soap operas.
No,
The
can't
dramas?
say I have.
Okay, they got this fucking school culture in Far East Asia. As young as junior high school, they start fucking one-on-one fights to see who the fuck is the toughest in their grade.
Yeah.
And that's where we practice. And I will beat the shit out of everybody. Because I was, like I said, I grew up on American milk. Maybe it has something to do with the protein that I have. I'm much stronger than these fucking guys back in Hong Kong. They're scrawny. It's like they're malnutrition or something.
Yeah, you're from the streets of New York.
Yeah, we grew up on pizza, hamburgers, and hot dogs.
That's it.
Yeah. So they on only rice and vegetables. So maybe they're weaker. But I was able to beat a lot of guys. I wasn't the toughest, but I was able to beat a lot of guys. And with the John Wick type of share will, like, I want you fucking hurt more than me. I wanted more than you. It gave me the motivation to beat the shit out of them.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.